Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is a super special watch. I've always wanted to show one of these on the channel and just never pulled the trigger. And just because of the size of it. Aron over at the OFD Channel was kind enough to let me borrow his. So he just recently picked this up, and this thing is just absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure if it's a limited edition. Some say it is, some say it isn't, but this is a Seiko Sumo, of course, and it is a model number SZSC004, okay? It's like a emerald green color. You can call it the, Seiko Kermit, I guess, or maybe the Seiko Hulk, or even Seiko Jade. Just a beautiful green kind of emerald color. You can see that in the dial there. Kind of has this, starburst kind of effect. Just awesome. And so let's dive into this thing. This watch is not as big as I thought it was. Yeah, the dimensions are big, but it wears very, very well, very nice. It's just, I think it's all because of the way the case is contoured. It's just got a deep contour here on the sides, kind of flanked here. You see that? And that just wears real nice. The polishing and brushing on this watch are just superb. I mean, this is something that you see in much higher level watches, more expensive watches, but Seiko just knows how to do it. I mean, they really know how to make a terrific watch, especially in the Prospex line, because if you go to an SKX, they're pretty decent as well. But I think with the polishing and everything, but this is just this is over and above that. Let me get the dimensions out of the way real quick. It's a 45 millimeter case from side to side. It is 52 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. And then we're 13.7 millimeters thick. Okay, so very thick watch. Okay, but or very big watch, but like I said, it doesn't wear big because it is just the way it's designed. It really wears very nicely on the wrist. What I'm gonna do here real quick is just see if I can get some better lighting. Hang on tight, there we go. That might help a little bit. Anyway, so let's dive into this. This is Seiko Sumo, okay, Jade, and it has, of course, a Hardlex mineral crystal. So unlike the newer SBDCs, like this one here, the 053, which has a sapphire crystal, unlike those, this is the older, Prospex watches, so they're going to have the Hardlex. Now, of course, they could have slapped a sapphire crystal in there, but they're just keeping it in line with the original models, and which it's a mineral crystal, but they're hard to scratch. I've had many SKX, and I've really never scratched the crystals, so I wouldn't really be worried about it too much. Plus, it's a very flat crystal, and it looks like the bezel comes up a little bit, so I'm sure it's going to be hard to scratch it anyway. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. It's running the 6R15 movement in it, 23 joules. It beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour. So very good movement. Okay, very good movement. 120 click bezel. You can see that. And the bezel action is just great. It's amazing. So, and the alignment, I must say on these, and I don't know if they're all this way, but the alignment is very good. You see it right there. Look at that. And it has no black backplay. See that? I'm trying to move on it. No backplay. So they did very well with that. You've got a green dial. You have a yellow second hand, stainless steel hour and minute hands, and then you have yellow little accents there, a couple squares there, all the way around the dial. Okay, so that's very, very cool, and that kind of makes it a limited edition. I'm not really sure if it's a limited run, if they're only making so many of these. I'm not sure, but I think they have a blue one as well that I saw that came out. And that is also very nice. And I think that has yellow accent or red. Maybe it's blue and red accents, or maybe it's blue and yellow accents. I'd have to look at that one again. I'm not sure. But it has a signed crown, okay, which is very nice. I wish this other model I have You know, the SZSC004 had that. That's a nice touch. Drilled lugs, so you're going to have strap changes are going to be very easy to do on this watch. Very nice bracelet. It's brushed all the way across, and then it has kind of on the outer end of the center links, it's polished kind of all the way through. So that's nice. And that kind of works in line with the case where it's brushed on top, very big surface here on top is brushed, polished on the inside there, and then polished on the sides. You can see that, polished all the way through. And then it's brushed again, just a thin brushing right through there, and then polished again right under. And that's kind of like what they did on this one. Same type of thing. So it's hard to pick that up in this lighting, but you can see that. It's just like a mirror. There you go. You can see the brushed real good there. And then it's polished on the top and the bottom of that, and then brushed up on top, and then polished again. So, I mean, like I said, the lines, the way it's finished, look how well it's polished. It's just, you know, they did a very, very good job with that. And I love the bezel, how it's recessed into the case. So it's got real good gripping surface here, and then it's just recessed in here on the sides. And I think that's another reason why it wears so well as well. Also, just because of the way, you know, this is part of that design. So, and it just, you have really good grip here. See that? You could just grip it any moment. You need to turn it, anything. You're boiling an egg or something, you could do it easily. Even if you really dive, this would be the perfect dive watch. Okay, so let's, here's the clasp. Seiko sign clasp, kind of standard fare for Seiko. Kind of thicker than like a stamped steel. That's normal. That's what they do, but it's pretty nice though. This one here, I don't see a diver's extension, which I would expect that on a dive watch, but nonetheless, that's how they did it. Here's the case back. You got the tsunami there, wave and all that. Seiko air divers, 200 meters. This is a 200-meter watch, of course, stainless steel. You got the serial number there. All polished on the back and brushed on the case back. Solid end links. These are the push pins, pin and collar. You know what? Actually, I take that back. It does it have? Yes, it does have a diver's extension. It looks like you have to pop this up, but I don't know if I want to do it. But it looks like it does because you have this little flap here. So I think it does have a diver's extension. I'd have to kind of mess around with that. I think you pop it probably this way, to be honest. But I'm not going to do that on camera. Or is it like this? It's one of those ways. But anyway, so yeah, it does have a diver's extension. I take that back, so that's perfect. God, I'm just impressed. I'm super impressed with the finishing, level of finishing on this. But so you could call it the Hulk. You can call it Jade. Kermit, Emerald, whatever you guys want to call it, but this is just awesome. Hand winding movement, 6R15. 6R15 is a great movement. It's all in-house. They make the springs, they make everything, and it's really, I used to think, all in-house watches, that's all that matters and blah, 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 blah. And I used to think that way, a while back, a few years back, but I've learned a lot, and I'll tell you, for a company like Seiko to make everything in-house, cases, movements, dials, everything, they do it all, okay? And still have a good price point. I mean, that's exceptional. That's great. So you can get, when you're buying one of these watches, you're getting 100% in-house. You're getting high quality. You're getting a company that's been around for, over 100 years. So I think it's just, it's an awesome brand. It really is. Let's do a Lume shot. This is already getting to be a pretty long video, so let's do a Lume shot here. Let's charge it up. And what I'll do is I'll charge up my SZSC004 also, and we'll do them both together just so you guys kind of see that. Oh, dang, that is amazing. Let's do this one. And I have some other light in here, so let me see if I can kill this light real quick. Okay, there you go. So there you have it, side by side. And I do have some light from the window here, but you can tell. I mean, it's super, super bright. And they're about the same. It almost looks like the 53 is a little brighter, but I'm not sure. It's hard to tell, but very nice, guys. Okay, let me turn the lights back on. Let me throw it on my wrist. That's something I haven't done, and I want you guys to see that it does fit a 7.5 inch wrist. So let's do that real quick. Now, Aaron's wrist is a little smaller than mine, so I have this sized all the way out. It fits, but it's just a little tight. But if you look at that, that fits my wrist very well, okay? I've always said anything over 50 from top to bottom there is gonna be too big, but this one, just the way it contours your wrist, it almost looks slim if you look at that profile. But anything, you know, over that is gonna be too big. But this one, just the way they built it, the way it's designed, is just, it's the perfect perfect watch, very wearable. So there you guys have it. That's the Sumo green. It is model number SZSC004. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.